Live from the I-10 corridor from the Fastport Studios in the city of New Orleans, it's Nemo Nation.
Talk to a director of transportation and industry relations, don't you think?
Yeah.
Do we know somebody?
Yeah, we do actually. A really good friend of this show, a really loyal friend, somebody who has stuck by us, and we've hopefully honored that by sticking by them. You guys know Courtney George. She, of course, with Wreaths Across America, joins us this morning. Go to wreathsacrossamerica.org. You can find them on the gram of Insta or the talk of Tick or on any of their normal, Facebook presences and all the other kind of groovy stuff in between. Good morning to you, Courtney.
Good morning. How are y'all this Monday?
We are wondermous and happy NT-Daw.
Happy NT-Daw.
Love it.
So on this National Truck Driver Appreciation Week, you guys want to make an announcement about a carrier challenge, and we wanted to give you a chance to just kind of come out swinging on that. Courtney, take it away.
Well, first off, as you mentioned, Driver Appreciation Week, this is my favorite week. I think everyone knows it. I'm out. You might see me at your trucking company. I want to make sure that I'm out here saying thank you to all the professional drivers that are out here. But the other thing is yes, we decided this week we were going to work in conjunction with y'all to kick off a carrier challenge. So what this means is we are challenging people to join the mission, right? There are so many drivers that I reach out to and talk to as I travel around the country and I'm at different shows that want to get involved. And so, each year our mission grows even bigger. We're over 5,000 locations. And so we're challenging you as drivers, as owner-operators, and challenging you to help get your carriers involved. So many of y'all call me wanting to get involved, and I can help you work through that. But I need your help to do that. So this Driver Appreciation Week, we're challenging your carriers that want to get involved. We want them to join us. We want you as an owner-operator. We have programs to help owner-operators be able to participate. We want you to join us. And don't be afraid to challenge your friend. If you are a driver that's been out there and has had the opportunity to haul one of these loads of respect, don't be afraid to challenge one of your friends. They might be a veteran. They may not know how to do it, but all you have to do, many of y'all are friends with me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever the case in point is. If you tag me, I can reach out to them. If they're interested, all they have to do is comment, and I can send them a direct message. We want to bring as many people to this mission as we can.
Courtney, it's really interesting, too, because, to some degree over here at Nemo Nation and at Radio Nemo, we're up to something very, very similar. And this is more about really kind of getting down on the ground and really getting into the grassroots and making this a word of mouth. And this isn't like AstroTurf here either. There are so many people out there, whether it's our good friend Scat Pack or a number of the other people who have kind of, shown up at the driver's lounge who become like these personal testimonials. I've always said that the best spots we've always played have often involved drivers themselves telling people how great the company it is they work for. And one of the things you guys do with the segment Trucking Tributes is to kind of give tribute and shout out to the men and women who volunteer their time and make the arrangements. So basically what we're calling on for here, and tell me if I get this wrong, is you're asking so many people out there to become ambassadors for Wreaths Across America in regards to talking to other drivers, small trucking companies, and other carriers as well, to really kind of walk into your boss's office or your partner's office and say, hey, look, something really groovy is happening over there, something deep and moving and important, and we should get involved. How am I doing?
You hit the nail on the head. You couldn't have said it any better. Being able to walk in and say, hey, this is really important to me. I want to get involved. I want us to get involved. it's going to be hard for somebody to tell you to your face that they don't want to support veterans. I mean, I hate to say that. That's what I tell a lot of people. I'm hard to say no to my face. But that's the truth. When they know about the program, when they're educated about what it is that is done, it's really hard to be like, that's not something we want to do, because so many drivers are veterans. So many of, office personnel, whether it's a dispatcher, whether it's a mechanic, you've got presidents of companies. I give Decker Truck Line, a hard time, because I was like, did you pick your colors because of, Iowa State? And they go, no, they're the Marine Corps colors. And their president was in the Marines, and so that's why they're, yellow and red. And so there's small, things like that throughout the industry of people who really, really want to help, who really want to support. And a lot of times people don't know how to do it and don't know how to go about doing it. But all you have to do is reach out. I am so easy to get on the phone.
True story.
Jim and Dave,
True story.
That, y'all both have my cell phone number, and I answer pretty much every single time. But also, like I said, I'm easy to connect with on Facebook. I am easy to connect with on Instagram, on LinkedIn, if you shoot a message on TikTok, I'm getting it. I will connect with you in any way and in any medium that works for you. But what I want to do is bring more people to this. We want the word to spread. We want the word to grow. And as we're growing as an organization, this is your chance as a driver to shine. Most drivers tell me every year that they have never been treated better than when they hauled that load of wreaths, because, they are treated so special. They get police escorts and or motorcycle escorts, like from the PGR, and all of those things happen, and they are celebrated like the heroes that you are day in and day out. And I know, for us to be talking about this during Driver Appreciation Week, I can't think of a better correlation to celebrate our professional drivers. That correlation of y'all being the nation's heroes out there delivering the freight, making sure that we have everything that we need in the stores. That happens when you haul that load of wreaths. When one person says thank you, it just is a trickle effect, and you see, as a company or a small carrier that's listening, you see how your driver was treated and how they should be treated at any shipper or receiver when you come pick up your load. Especially too, when you're delivering and you hear the stories about people and the thank yous that a driver gets. That's how a truck driver should be thanked every single day. And I'm proud to say that they get thanked like that for what they do for Wreaths Across America.
One of the things that I was thinking about, Courtney, when you were speaking, is the difference between the then and the now. And I'm a baby boomer myself, so I'm a veteran from the Vietnam War era.
So you're a then.
I'm a then. But the thens from when I was a kid in the Army, everybody from there back to World War II was pretty much involved. The country was militarized from World War II on through the Korean conflict, then the Vietnam War, and then by that eases off. We leave there, and then we start up in the Middle East. But as an all-volunteer force, what I'm getting at is, you can't relate to having a draft and having pretty much almost everybody involved in the military. Now it's like less than 1% of our population. And that might be a blessing in disguise in a sense, because sometimes you're too close to something to want to be involved. But if you don't have someone in the military, if you don't have any connection to the services, then maybe you are more attracted to it. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely. Not everyone was able to serve. Not everyone was, Dave, you mentioned at the point where you were talking about going through the draft. And especially I remember, I wasn't around, but my dad talks about a lot about how my grandfather was in World War II and then got called up for Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not happening, but you are seeing so many that came from the Middle East conflicts, whether it was Iraq or Afghanistan. And I guarantee everyone who's listening knows someone, somehow their life was touched. It may not have been them who served, but it's definitely somebody that they know, even though it's at 1%. And this is a great way to honor that 1% out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's really well said, Courtney. And Dave's point is so well made that since we've only got 1% that are actually directly serving in the military, and then of course the satellites of their families and the people who care deeply about them, this is a place for those people who did not serve to actually take the opportunity for the first time in their life. Maybe some of them, although many people are deeply involved in their communities as first responders and as community leaders. This is a real opportunity if you feel like you want to serve your country in one way or another. This is a really good place to start, because not only is the mission itself amazing, you often meet people who have other missions that are connected to you guys as satellites, correct?
Absolutely. And here's what I will also tell people, and I think this is an important thing. You don't have to come all the way to Maine to get your wreaths. We've got 9 cross docks. I've got loads that are available out of Phoenix, out of St. Louis, out of Richland, Mississippi. I've got loads that are available out of Greensboro. We definitely have opportunities, and it doesn't require you to come to Maine. Now, coming to Maine is special, but there's a way that we can get everyone to participate.
And by the way, our good friend Nick DeMeo loves to say, when everybody plays, everybody wins. So, Courtney, do us a solid and tell people where they can go one more time before we got to shuffle you off this radio coil, where they can actually become part of the mission.
Absolutely. Become part of the mission. You can go to www.wreathsacrossamerica.org/trucking. You can email us at trucking@wreathsacrossamerica.org. That email comes directly into me immediately.
I couldn't think of a better person to make your first contact with Wreaths Across America than Courtney George, who joins us this morning. We're so thrilled to have had you, and we'll be talking to you sooner rather than later. Don't be surprised if you get a call from me later on today. Thank you, Courtney.
Love y'all. Have a wonderful day. And drivers, thank you for all that you do.
Love you too, Courtney. Courtney George, everybody.